Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Thanks for joining me on this Calls for Confetti's YouTube channel. I am using my stamps and dies in a very different way. So ask yourself, do you believe? What do you believe in? I don't know. We're going to get there, but these are all the supplies that I'm at least considering using. I don't end up using all of them, but most of them. And I will have everything listed downstairs in the description box, and you'll be able to find everything over on this Calls for Confetti's store. So you can see I'm going to get messy. I have taken the stencil. It is from the forest landscape. It's the big circle. It's the moon, basically. And I used it to create a mask. And so I've cut out the mask just out of some pattern paper, actually, and I've adhered it down, and I'm just using my distress spray stains and my mica stains. Now, the colors really don't matter, so I'm not going to go into that. But this is the part that matters, right? Use your mask. While the sprays are still wet, use that spray bottle, spray it in the middle of your masked area, and then that allows all that color to bleed in. That's one of the characteristics of a spray, right? They're very fluid and they bleed, and we want that. And I would encourage you, allow it to dry naturally. If you have to hit it with a heat tool, I get it. This is a long process. I was actually just talking to Lisa over at This Calls for Confetti, telling her what a long process this is because each layer needs to dry. And in my opinion, they end up being better versions of themselves if you allow them to dry naturally. Look at how it bleeds and blends and just kind of blooms and blossoms into that open space. I love it. And again, the colors don't matter. The colors do not matter. The only thing I would say that matters if you're wanting to create like an ominous sky like I am, make sure that you use black soot and some type of blue or dark green or a purple to add to that moodiness. So here I really wanted that bright yellow moon. I wanted that. So that's why I went in with the moon, and I used flickering candle. So here I'm coming in with a little bit more of the red, and the red that I chose is more of a pink actually. It's sugary gumdrop. But again, don't get hung up on the specific colors. Use what you have. Use the sprays that you have. If you want a smaller moon, use a smaller mask. Use a die in your stash. Use a lid from a bottle or your drinking cup, your tumbler, whatever it is. Just create a circle, cut it out. There's your mask. You don't have to get fancy. Use what you have. I would say though, like I'm blotting up that ink there, you don't want to allow the puddles and the mud on the edges, but look at how gorgeous that is. Now I put my mask back over this because I wanted some more of that moodiness. So I allowed those lighter colors to dry, and here I'm coming in with some black soot and some, what did I use? Uncharted Mariner. Again, use what you have. Don't get hung up on the colors. Here I wanted those kind of more naughty colors, the darker colors to bleed in, because depending on how you orient your card, that could be clouds coming down. But look at how I have it there. I'm using it as misty trees in the background, right? Because there's layers and layers. So at the top, of course, they're kind of misty clouds coming in. At the bottom, they end up being the treescape, the landscape, the background. So here I'm just using a little bit of washi tape to tape that off, because now I'm coming in with another of the layers from the forest landscape set, and I'm just using a black paste. Doesn't matter what black paste you use. Doesn't have to be a black paste, depending on what you want your project to look like. And any of the trees in this stencil will work, this stencil set. And I'm also coming in with the creepier tree from, what is the name of that one? The Halloween Scene Builder. And the moon also is from the Halloween Scene Builder. Now, I showed you at the beginning both the Bigfoot and the Bigfoot 2 dies. I end up only using Bigfoot 1, but I make him very, very thick. I use 4 layers on each one of these that I'm creating, because ultimately in the end you'll see I've created 4 cards. On this video I'm only creating 2, but I do the same process for each card. So I'm just using I don't even know what glue this is. I have 3 different white PVA glues in these smaller bottles, and I put them in specific colored lids for a reason. Trust me, I don't remember that reason. I don't remember which one is which. But I end up with 4 very chipboard-like Bigfoot. And then I use the tree dyes and I create these beautiful trees. Now, these are from the Forest Landscape Silhouette add-ons. And I think I just have 2 layers on each of these. I'm thinking about it. Yes, there are 2. So I just kind of layered them up and I let them dry. And now I'm taking some paste. In this case, I'm using Liquitex Crackle Paste. Use whatever paste you have. Best case scenario is if you use a paste that will not allow the colors from the background to bleed. And we'll talk about that when I get there. But you can see I'm just using a paintbrush, a very thin paintbrush, because I want to get into all the nooks and crannies. And I'm just dabbing that paste on there and it dries on there like snow. It looks so good. Don't be specific with it. Don't be fussy with it. Just dab it in there. Nature's not specific and fuzzy. Nature's messy. Nature is haphazard. Just get it on there. It's okay. So you can see I create multiple for myself to choose from because I'm not sure how many I'm going to use, or honestly, if I'm going to use any. So these are the ones that I end up going with. I really like these that are a little more spindly. They remind me of the trees in Alaska. These remind me of the trees in Colorado. So, I've lived in different places. So there I do that reveal. I pull that tape off. And I only did that because I love that spiral bound edge. I really love that. And so on this one with the black coming up from the bottom, I was pondering if I wanted to create like an edge like I have on the spiral bound one. And then I'm also kind of auditioning the different layers of the stencils. Which one do I want to use? And ultimately, I wanted the individual trees because I want this one to be a little bit different. And you'll see in the end when I show all 4 photos, or show photos of all 4 cards, that might be a better way to say it, that each one, though similar, is very different. So just putting that paste through, and again, the specific paste that I'm using is the Crafter's Workshop Black Tie Stencil Butter. But again, it doesn't matter. Just use a black one. Or if you don't want your trees to be black, if you don't want them to be silhouetted, excuse me, use whatever color you have or that you want. You can always add re-inkers and whatnot to your paste. So I am loving that wispy, ethereal look that this technique gives you. And as much as I love my Bigfoot, and he will become someone else here in just a moment, as much as I love him, I almost hate covering up the moon because it looks so good. Now here I'm bringing out the Santa from Windowscape's Christmas. And you see what I'm doing there? I've got the little Rudolph antlers from Express Delivery. And this is where Bigfoot becomes someone else. And again, use what you have, right? If you don't have these, use what you have. So we'll talk about who he becomes in just a minute. If you already know who he is, good for you. Good for you. Then you like a creepmas as much as I do. It can be creepmas, it can be gothmas, it can be Christmas, of course. It can also be Grinchmas. It can be lots of different musses. But in this case, it's going to be a bit of a creepmas once we get that on there. Right now, it just looks like weird antlers and a nose in the sky. But hang on. Hang on. We've got Santa coming in on his sleigh. And then those antlers are going to be all that you see. You're not going to see the Rudolph nose here in just a minute. So I hit it with my heat tool. After I get it all, what do you call that, powdered up, stamped out and powdered up. And I actually did a couple layers of embossing on there just to try to make the antlers a little more pronounced. And there I'm just sweeping away the excess anti-static powder. And I'm going to glue down my Bigfoot, and we will see who he becomes here in just a moment. using lots of glue because I want him to stay down. He's on a glittery background and he's pretty thick. Who is he now? Who is he now? He's not Bigfoot anymore. He is Krampus. If y'all are not familiar with Krampus, I encourage you to do a Google search. He is he myth? Is he legend? Is he real? Do you believe? Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you believe in Santa? Who do you believe in? Do they believe in each other? Oh man, believe. Just do a Google search on Krampus. You will find out probably more than you ever wanted to know on Krampus. Some of you will love it. Some of you will be appalled. It's okay. This is just encouraging you to play with your products, play with your supplies, use them in different ways, unexpected ways. And if you like this and you don't have these supplies, think through what you do have. And if you wanted to create something different, how you might be able to do that. Ultimately, you might have other stamps. You might have a deer where you can just isolate the antlers versus the whole head. Or if it's big enough to fit behind Bigfoot, maybe you can do like I did and go ahead and stamp it out. Or you could even use twigs, right? You could use any number of things. Be creative. We're creatives here. Let's use that creativity. But look again, he goes from Bigfoot to Krampus just like that. Snap your fingers, he's someone else. So I set these aside to dry. I came back the next day. I have large cards, like these are 5.5 by 7 cards. I think they're even bigger, to be honest. This one is bigger with the spiral edge there. That one's even bigger. But I did a big card and then I layered it with black on the background. Then I layered the card panel with black as well to give everything a little more prominence. Allowed it all to dry. I went back in with some more paste. You can see that now he's standing in a snowy field. That one does not have snow on the antlers. This one does, has snow on the antlers and on the trees in the background. I did not put trees in the background on this one, but I am putting sparkle gems to be stars, and I don't put sparkle gems on the one with snow on the trees and the horns. So any number of ways you can do this. You can also see that I added the word believe in different places. Now on this one, it's in the middle of the moon because I had a black smudge that I had to cover up. Camouflage, camouflage, camouflage. On the other one, I wanted it to be a part of the scene, but I wanted it to be a little bit more discreet. So I put it on the tree. So it's there, but it's not so prominent. And then I used a little bit of sheer shimmer spray in the color Sparkle just to add some more sparkle to that night sky. And I'm using just some white ink watered down to add some more splatter. Now you will see these look very, very splattery, very snowy. But a lot of that is the sparkle and that dries back. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of the ink that showed up on the tree or on the Krampus, but it's there. And you can see all the sparkle, you can see all the details, you can see all the shine. Look at that. Look at those details. It's so much fun. That night sky is amazing. The piles of snow that they're standing in, amazing. And I love the fact that he's covered in snow. Like, how long has he been standing there watching Santa? Like, he's real. Santa's real. And Santa's looking down at Krampus going, he's real. Krampus is real. I just created this whole entire storyline in my head as I made these cards, and I had so much fun. Guys, have fun with your supplies. Get creative. Don't worry about what others might think. Don't worry about the end result. Just have fun. I don't know if you create stories in your head when you're doing your characters or not, but this one I want to mention that I used the actual deer head that's in the express delivery stamp set. And again, I just used the antlers in a very different way. But guys, I've had so much fun sharing this with you today. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. If you believe in Krampus, go celebrate Krampus. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. And this has been Nancy, the Handy Scandy, for This Calls for Confetti. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I'm out.